Hello, Lounge family. Hope you're doing well today. I cannot wait to get into part two of motivating your team. If you have not watched part one, I encourage you to do so. Really, really helpful content. My belief is that as a leader, we ought to be the chief motivating officer of our teams. And we are the ones who inspire. We are the ones who carry the mission uh, loudly, proudly carry, the vision and doing it with an incredible strategy, being led by values. That's a whole nother teaching, a whole nother time. But I encourage you to go back and watch part one, which was posted last week. Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick and just kind of update you a little bit on VLA, which is Valor Leadership Academy, that is launching here in 62, 63 days. I believe I'm going to share my screen. My computer will cooperate. And I'm just going to kind of walk you through how to join the mailing list and where to point people as well. Now, it's important to join the mailing list because you want to be on that list to potentially get what I call a first 40 discount. Okay, so the first 40 students will get an incredible discount. You get tuition at $397 only. This Valor Leadership Academy is jam-packed with 30 sessions from multiple different seasoned and experienced and proven instructors. But okay, so just go to the website, valorcoachingagency.com, scroll down and see where the countdown is, and then just click I'm interested. It will take you right to our landing page for the Academy. Here's the logo. You'll be seeing a lot more of that. Okay, let's scroll down. A little bit of information if you need, become a first 40 student. Okay, you will get a free month to the lounge still. So we will work that out once you, if you do become a first 40 student, which is, in other words, you get to register to be a first 40 student on August 8th when it launches, okay? You cannot sign up for anything other than the mailing list right now. It's important to know. Of course, you get a half price session with yours truly. And then, of course, tuition is only $397 as opposed to $497. So you get $100 off. It's pretty cool. Okay, so just scroll down, add your email address here, and then what's going to happen, a little bit more info right here. This is just packed with incredible content. Okay, you want to join this list because it'll be sometime on the 8th. I send out essentially a mass email letting everybody know when registration is live, and the first 40 students that register will be part of, you'll get a coupon and you'll be a part of the first 40 group here. Okay, so just go to the website valorcoachingagency.com, find the button that says I'm interested under VLA, and just kind of follow this link right here. Okay, more info to come on that. I just wanted to kind of run you through there. Okay, let's recap a little bit on what we talked about last week. Okay, I'm going to share some notes, make it pretty simple for you. Okay, okay. I'm just going to share it like this. All right, that should suffice. I think we're okay. Okay, motivating your team. Let's go through it quickly. The first 7 we went over last week. I wanted to cover 10 to 15, but time did not permit. Again, we got just some really good information from these 7 right here. Okay, so number 1, empower your team. As a leader, you want to consistently empower them as a team, but you also want to empower them and equip them and motivate them individually. Okay, so you don't just see them as just as a team member, but you also see them as an individual. Okay, and then of course you want to encourage teamwork. Talk about the power of collaboration, the power of synergy, the power of chemistry. equip them to work better as a team. Okay, there are no silos in our organization. We are a team. We work as a team. I believe it was Bill Parcells that said, Coach Bill Parcells, the former coach of the Cowboys, said, in essence, I'd rather have a championship team than, well, basically he was saying I'd rather have a team than a bunch of, individual players. I'd rather have the most gifted team. I'd rather have a championship team than champions alone. That's not even close to what he said, but that is what he said in essence. I just forgot. Okay, so, and of course we want to schedule team building activities. Okay, so you might have to, set aside some budget, invest in that, but that would be worth it. Take them out to the bowling alley. You can do, different team building exercises. As funny as it sounds, the human knot. You can do the poncho exercise, one of my favorite ones to do. It's a really good icebreaker. Take them out to lunch, to dinner, have them over at your house for parties, whatever your context allows you to do. My wife works for a virtual only company, or primarily virtual company, and they still have incredible camaraderie via Zoom. And there are many platforms and integrations that you can get even with Zoom that allows you to do fun little games and, keep it light, keep it fun. You want to have a good rhythm and ebb and flow. You want to have a lot of fun, but the more fun, the more fun you have, I found that the more united the team will be in turn. And then, of course, a team that's connected knows how to work together and, turn up the heat when they need to. Okay. Maintain a positive work environment. Really big. It's just fun. Just fun that way. If people, the way I say it, people say, what's the big deal about this? There are so many reasons, but, kind of a fun example that I use is if the next organization, if organization A is an ice cream sundae and organization B is an ice cream sundae with whipped cream, what are you going to pick? You're probably going to pick the whipped cream one, right? And so remember also that, we are to steward people with an open hand. We don't own anybody. And so also with that thought, people aren't committing, we shouldn't expect lifers with us. That means that, people are going to move around, but, the next organization, if they're offering all kinds of other incentives, if they're positive, if they're fun to be around, just remember that, you're in competition a little bit. You can call it whatever you want, but with other organizations. And so anyways, just maintain a positive work environment. Okay. Be available. Of course, we want to be there for our team. Excuse me. I'm a little under the weather today. And then, of course, reward your employees. I did a class not too long ago on employee recognition. I encourage you to go watch that. Okay, let's jump into the next few. Number 8. Okay, this is part 2, motivating your team. Number 8, share feedback. Okay, shared feedback. Do assessments. Do performance reports. Give constructive criticism. Give feedback. That, and of course, do it with the right tone. Do it with the right heart. But that is one way of bringing value to your employees, to your team. Okay. Of course, I like to use the word team versus staff. Team implies a little bit more to me. And of course, we don't want to just be bosses. We want to be servant leaders. Okay. There's a difference. I know a lot of bosses with staffs, bosses with employees, but we want to be servant leaders with teams. Okay. So share feedback. All right. Number 9, this is kind of a fun one, but it is motivating. Okay. Make office improvements. Do a little bit here and there, make it a big deal. There's something exciting When I moved offices, I love my other space that I was in. When I moved to this space, and I was just motivated. I was inspired. Okay. Last night, so long story short, um, my wife and I, this was about a month ago. My wife and I were watching a movie and we heard a big crash in the home office. And we walked in and both shelves they fell off the wall. All of our books came crashing down. It was just a big mess. And it sat that way for a little bit. We just hadn't got to it yet. We had some travel. So last night I put the shelves back up and I hung up some new curtains for her. Man, she walked in the office last night when I was done and she was ready to get to work because there was an improvement made. And it went to the next level. And there's something in most people's psyche that happens when there are office improvements. It could be something as simple as throwing a piece of art up in the hallway, throwing your mission statement up, painting your wall, getting new furniture, getting a couple new plants, putting up some music, playing some music. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be too expensive either. Okay. So that's number 9, make office improvements. It's just a little bit of a hack to motivate your team. When I say hack, that doesn't mean manipulation. That just means it's the whole concept of like a life hack. Okay. Make office improvement. Number 10, encourage breaks. Okay. Let's be realistic. Encourage breaks. Of course, encourage vacations, etc. Matter of fact, maybe even invest in something for them. But if you're able, of course, and but you want to encourage breaks. If you see that they're stressed, man, send them out. Tell them to go for a walk. And we ought to pave the way with that. I do this thing called walkabouts. I just kind of walk around the office space when I need to get up and just kind of process. I'll go outside and walk a little bit. But encourage breaks. Maybe it's around lunchtime. Maybe you just throw them a $20 bill and say, "Hey man, lunch on me." Enjoy it. Take an hour. Take a couple hours rather. Or take them out to lunch. Just encourage a little bit of a break. This shows that you care about the human side of them, and that matters. Okay. Number 11, allow remote work days. I could not emphasize this enough. In 2022, there's probably a very creative way, no matter what model that you have, to encourage remote work days. At an organization that I used to work at in Dallas, we had what was called Mobile Mondays, and this was before COVID. This was seasons ago, and it was our role to be out in public and kind of switch it up. Now we had incredible accountability through our project management system. We were also out in public representing the brand, representing the organization. We were getting to know the waiters and waitresses and the baristas, and so there's also, it's not just allowing your team to work at a coffee shop and just like have a different atmosphere, which is pretty cool. But it also allows them to be out in public representing the brand. And so there are a lot of perks to that. Of course, like I said, have an accountability system in place, especially up front, some kind of check-in system or whatever. And just reiterate to your team that it's not to micromanage them. It's just something that you need to do to track progress because it's important. Okay. And so whether, remote, it could also mean at home. People are working on, like I was saying earlier, kind of the difference between organization A, organization B. Most organizations now, or a lot of them, especially SaaS products, they are able to work from home. My wife, her productivity doesn't decline at all working from home full time. And so this might be a pretty cool, something to throw in there and motivate your team with. Okay. Of course, publicly recognize your employees. It kind of goes hand in hand with rewarding your employees. Of course, go back and watch this about, team recognition. Okay. Number 13, start a competition. This is always fun. There's a concept called gamify. And essentially it's a friendly competition. Or that's one form of it all. But especially if you have a competitive spirit like myself, I think no matter what the competition is, I'm going to be inclined to, be a part of it. It's just friendly. It's amongst the staff, or you can just do it between, them and themselves, and they hit certain numbers. That's another version of gamifying something. Okay. So I encourage you to look up that concept. But this is always fun. It's motivating. It's inspiring, and make sure that you reward the snot out of somebody if they win. Okay. Number 14, get to know your employees. Gives you that relational equity. It shows them that you actually care about them. Get to know, like I said, their families as much as you can, and their 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 dogs' names and cats, whatever, and just a little bit, maybe what their hobbies are. And so maybe when you're doing the interview process, or maybe even sending out a form, just asking, your employees. You can even go as far as, it's kind of funny, but as far as getting to know, just on a Google form or something, just getting to know their shoe size, their favorite drinks, and uh protein bars or whatever. Just so every now and then at restaurants, every now and then you can just get them a little gift, and um but anyways, that's just really fun. But get to know them personally. I think that goes a long way. Hey, let's do another one here. And here's the thing. I want to dialogue about this in Slack. I could not emphasize this enough. Even via text, you have my personal number, everybody who is a member of the Leadership Lounge. So reach out in regards to these. And I would love to talk about these specifically in your context. Okay. So let's do one more. Be transparent. Okay, be transparent, be honest and open and a little bit vulnerable. That doesn't mean you have to bleed out on everybody, but what it means is just, open up to them, let them know about certain shortcomings and maybe mistakes you have made and the lessons that you learn from it. I so respect leaders who operate in such humility. Okay, so be transparent, be open with them. It goes a long ways, because people can assume that maybe as a leader that you're good, everything's intact. But let them know every now and then you get disorganized, you get overwhelmed, you get stressed, depending on the relationship. But let them know every now and then how you might get stressed at home, and, just let them in a little bit. Of course, there has to be, boundaries, and, of course, so discern and consider that. However, there are a lot of things that you can share with your the people that you lead, the people that you serve, that will really encourage them in their journey, personally and professionally. So be transparent. Let them in a little bit. Okay. All right, family. I really hope this helped you and encouraged you today. I hope you can see my screen as I can right here. But hey, just let me know how this spoke to you. And I can't wait to talk to you soon. Okay. Remember, VLA, 62 days or so. I would love for you to be a part of that. All right. Family, love you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.